Hey, 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 community, how are you? Happy New Year. Yep, I'm saying that on January 22nd or something like that. It's still a new year and we're still happy about it. So, how are you? Jenenne Macklin here, transformational speaker, your wealth guide and catalyst. Out in Pasadena at the Rose Bowl doing a morning walk that looks like this. I should walk up those stairs one day. The golf course, Rose Bowl, right back there where all the concerts and everything are. So I hopped on to share with you. I was just looking at Good Morning America, and there was a woman on there, young woman in her 30s, who had eliminated $50,000 worth of debt in a year. Incredible. And as I listened to her, I realized she was myself. She was me. I don't know, maybe 20 years ago. The only difference between what she was saying and what I was saying was what I call the missing link. But she referenced it when she specifically said she was sick and tired of struggling with money. And even though she was tired with it, what really made her take action was the fact, and I couldn't believe it because she had a young son, that she didn't have enough money for laundry. She didn't have enough money for laundry. So she went through this whole process to get herself out of debt. The missing link is the first chapter in my book. And if you haven't gotten it, then I do encourage you to get Money Mastery Now. We are looking at doing a 3-state tour. We'd love to see you in the audience. It won't be a large audience. I want to meet with select women who say yes and show up and walk through tangibly with you money thoughts, money practices, your budget, everything hands-on during that 2 to 4 hour workshop. But the piece that she said that got my attention was that she was sick and tired of being in debt and she didn't have enough money to pay for her laundry. So she made a decision. And when I remember struggling with debt, I remember feeling that exact same way. And it was no more than that. It wasn't like there was some big balloons or big celebration or, and maybe there was a bit of an aha, but it was simply the realization I was tired of being in debt. And I did have money. I was a 6-figure earner, yet didn't have money. So are you tired yet? Morning. Are you tired yet? Have you made that decision for yourself yet? Because for those of you who have, I'm here for you. I want to coach you. I want to walk you through it. I want to move you through the other side. The missing link was the realization that there's an unconscious aspect to our relationship with money. There's an unconscious aspect that keeps us in this cycle with debt, with paying credit card, with worrying, with struggling. And because we know it so well, we're so used to it, we just do it. And it makes it seem as if we don't know how to get out of that loop. We don't know what else to do. Hi, Eric, how are you? What else to do to get out of that? And that's why I call it's a loop, a money loop. But the missing link is that there's more to money than just meets the eye. There's more to money than meets the eye. There is an internal component within us, an energy, a power within us that we can activate that allows us to be in a different relationship with money than the current one you're in. Because your current one is probably one where you're struggling. And it doesn't matter. I work with six-figure earners. I was a 6-figure earner myself and was still in debt. I had money coming in, but the choices that I was making with the money I had, what I was doing with the money I had, didn't make a difference if I was a 6-figure or a 7-figure earner. There is an internal component to money. Now, the young woman on Good Morning America, she focused on taking the actions, which you can do, but you have to have something within you to continue the actions. She cut her spending. She had no spending days on the weekends. She moved to a more affordable housing. Are you ready to do that? Are you ready to do that? She made a list of all of her debts. Have you done that? She totaled up her interest rates. Have you done that? Do you know how much you're paying in interest rates? Don't feel bad. I only ask because I didn't know. I was afraid to look at it. I knew if I looked at it, it would piss me off. And I suspect some of you may be that way. So, well, if I don't look at it, I know it's there. I know I have to do something about it, but, I'll get to it. It wasn't until I was willing, and it may be the same for you, to look at the truth. Look at your spending. Look at how much you're making. Look at how much you're paying to the government, to America, who you may be mad at, in interest rates. How you gonna be mad at them if you're constantly feeding them with your interest rates? Total up your interest rates. Do you know you can call and negotiate your interest rates? See, those are the kind of conversations, and more importantly, that's the kind of mindset you have when you're sure, you're clear that you're ready to get out of credit card debt and you're ready to change your relationship with money. One of the first ways that I know you're ready is you begin to look at your doggone numbers. Is that you, Vernon? I have sunglasses on. Hi, Vernon. How are you? Let me make six figures and see what I do. I want you to plan to make 6 figures and plan already now what you're going to do. So you can tell the 6 figures where you want them to go. We don't wait for the 6 figures to show up and it's like, okay, here's what, you plan now what you're going to do with your 6 figures. But when you're ready, those are the actions you will take. You'll add up your credit cards. You'll add up your interest rates. You'll add up your expenses. You'll add up your income. You'll sit there and look at it clearly in the face and recognize, I am responsible for this. And just like I created it, I am responsible and have the power within me to create something different. That's where I come in, is in helping you create another reality for yourself. You don't have to continue to live in the reality of the missing link or the money loop. You get to change your reality. And sometimes you need support around what that can look like, how do you do it, and how do you stay steadfast until you see the results that you want to see. That's where we usually fall off, is being steadfast until you see the results that you want to see. Let me tell you, baby girl and baby boy, nobody's coming to rescue you. Nobody came to rescue me because you know what? Nobody knew I was in credit card debt. Nobody knows but you. So you are your rescue. And my goal is to get you in the mindset, to shift you into thinking a particular kind of way that you're eager to get yourself out of debt. You're eager to stand proud, knowing that you've made choices that will sustain you and your family, that you don't have to be in worry, that you don't have to be in fear, and you don't have to be in stress. Money's not worried. You ever think about that? Wow, this is pretty. Money's not worried. Money's not concerned because money is neutral. Isn't that beautiful? New, fresh grass. Looks like a meadow somewhere out in Wyoming or something. Money's not stressful. So if you're stressful, then money's like, I ain't got time for you. Let me go over here and find somebody who's on a different energy vibration. If you're in worry, money's like, I ain't got time for you either. Because money is a light energy. There's a missing link to money that we haven't been taught and we haven't been told. But it's what the millionaires just kind of know. And it's that energy of money. It's not heavy. It's not frustrated. It's not stressed. It's a light energy. But how do you get to that when you're in mounds and mounds and just feel like, ooh, that's pretty. You just feel like you're just being overwhelmed and sucked up and gobbled in by this process. And you're like, how the heck do I ever get out of this? Well, that's my job. For those of you who are ready, is to help you find your way out of it. But those are some of the qualifiers for me to work with you. You've got to be ready. You've got to be tired. You have to have added up all of your expenses. You have to know what your interest rate is. You have to know how much your income you have. And then I want to see what your plan is going forward. I don't care what you say. Well, I want to do this. I want to do that. Write it down. If you want it, write it down. Look at and evaluate it. What will then become the issue is, because mind is going to say to you, not really your mind, ego, but that's going to take a long time. Well, that's a lot of work. Don't you realize how much time and work it took for you to get into debt? How much time it took for me to get into debt? And listen, she got out of $50,000 worth of debt in 1 year. How come you can't? Nothing says that you can't. She's a single mom. So don't say, well, I have children. She had at least one child. And she moved from one place to a lower place where she paid less rent. So what are you really willing to do to see the differences in your relationship with money? Really. And those of you who are like, okay, I'm ready. I'm going to do the walk. I want to know what the missing link is. I want to understand the money loop and how to get out of that. And more importantly, I want to understand who is it that I have to be and what is it that I have to think to see money coming into my life with grace and ease. That's the people I want to talk to you. That you have that passion for how you want your life to look. You have that passion for how you want your future to look for you and or for your children. Because see, your kids are watching you. They're watching you juggle. They're watching you stress. They're watching you borrow. They're watching. You're teaching them and passing down the same habits to them. Not okay. When you have support, you have people saying, hey, we'll help you. We'll talk with you. We'll help that mindset that you have of not enough shift to more than enough. That mindset of I can't do it to I can do it with grace and ease. That mindset that says I'm not good enough unless I have these shoes or this design or that bag, to simply knowing you were born with more worth than you could ever imagine, and that nothing in this world gives you greater value than the value you were already given by your Creator. I see what Vernon is saying. He said, I'm here finally. Let me make six figure. I already have. Okay, well, wonderful then. So for those of you, hop into the Money and Wealth Mastery group. In order to get into that group, you will have to answer some questions. I have 20 people waiting because they refuse to answer the questions. Well, that doesn't make sense. Why you weren't going to come in the group if you don't want to answer the questions? The whole group will be about questions. So be prepared to answer the questions. I'm going to do training in that group. This will probably be just some motivational conversations as well as an invitation for you to come over there and join the trainings that are being set up. Those of you who are looking to work with someone, coaching, you can send me a personal message, a messenger with grace and ease. That's no big deal. There's an incredible online program that right now I think is $197 with 3 payments. I think we're going to change that to 4 payments. So that'll be easy for you to, where's the thought? Oh, that'll be easy potentially for some of you to hop into, and you still get to work with me, but you get the practices, you get the teachings, you get the understanding. So you can start off your year beginning to shift your mindset, how you think about money, so you begin to attract money as opposed to living in the missing link or living unconsciously. I don't want to get run over. Are living unconsciously in the money loop, around and around, doing the same thing over and over. So you've got your marching orders, right? Work with me or not, if you're coming in the money mastery group or not, add up your expenses. Add them up. Look at them. They won't bite. Add up your income. It won't bite either. Add up the interest on all those credit cards. Add up the interest on your student loan, because so many of my six-figure clients have student loans. Put that all on one side. Start there. Just sit with that. Just look at that. Because whatever that is, it's a reflection of you. You created it. You can't be mad at anybody else about it. You don't need to. How we change things is when we look them straight in the eye and accept that this is what is. Now, let's look at how we're going to move forward. You can do that. You're ready to do that. Hop into the Money and Mastery group. Let's learn about the principles underneath money. Let's learn about the principles about money. Because there's certain things that money does like. And if you do it on a regular basis, money will come to you easily and effortlessly. But you don't know that if you're in the money loop or if you're in the missing link. And if you've done those things that I just listed, in the meantime, then get a copy of the book. Below, hashtag replay, hashtag the state you're in, because we're looking for 3 states to bring the tour, Money Mastery Tour, before I then shift to a more selective group of coaching and looking at particularly a different topic, actually. So I'd love to see you. I want to know the states, though, where you're going to be. You'll be able to reserve your seat. It'll either be a 2-hour or 4-hour workshop. I want you to bring all those with you to the workshop. Bring your expenses, bring your income, bring your interest rate, bring your goals, what you want, where you are, and where you want to be, and we will map that out for you during that conference, do the workshop. Look at it. Be honest with yourself. Don't be scared. It's just numbers. It's numbers written down on a piece of paper. But more importantly, it's your life. More importantly, it's the quality of your living. See, money impacts the quality, not just everything. It impacts your relationship. Go ahead, try and run me over. Now you got to stop for the ladies anyway. See, all just running off fast. Money impacts your relationships. It impacts your health. It impacts your love life. If you're married and you're arguing back and forth, I mean, money can seep into everything. So isn't it time now for you just be honest? Look at what you've been doing and then decide now what you're willing to do. Oh, great, Viacom way. Everybody wants their name somewhere, paying money to advertise. Decide that you want something different for yourself and for your life. And then let's take action to make that happen. Again, hashtag replay.
Somewhere.
And just got loud all around me all of a sudden. Hashtag replay, hashtag what state you're from. You've got your assignment. Write all that down. If you write that down, when you write that down, meet me in the Money and Wealth Mastery group, and we'll dive into all that even more. You take care, Vernon. What do you say? And if you're single and making good money, you are not exempt. Absolutely. I'm talking to everybody because single people have debt. Single people have interest rates that they're paying on their credit cards that may be more. Single people have a relationship with money that may or may not be in alignment for what you want to see showing up in your life. Your status has nothing to do with your relationship with money per se. I know it may impact some of the choices you make if you're a couple, but I want to say a lot of the times when I was single, I spent money pretty much the same as I did when I wasn't single. So it's about principles. It's about principles you want to know, integrate them, and then live them, and you will live the prosperous life that you desire. It's simply waiting for you to say yes. Hey, Jennifer, how are you? How are those children of yours? I'm sure they're all grown because Ian will be 16 this June. Take good care. Bye for now.